Good morning, my friends, on this beautiful Sunday morning. And here's my kickstart, a mug of coffee. Cheers! And I hope you're having your coffee too, or whatever the drink of your choice is. And today, I'm on phrase number 23 out of my 50 American phrase acquisition mission. And today's phrase is to bust on someone. I'm busting on him, he's busting on me, I'm just busting on him, stop busting on me. All these and similar expressions, that's what I'm going to focus on in today's video, right? So first things first, what does it mean? If you open up the freedictionary.com website and type in the word bust, a list opens up, and it's quite lengthy list, right? The first section is dedicated to verb. You know, bust can be a verb and it can be a noun too. So the first one is verb, right? Slang, to smash or break, to render inoperable or unusable, to cause to come to an end, to break or tame a horse, for instance, to cause to become bankrupt or short of money, to reduce in rank, to hit, to punch, to place under arrest, to make a police raid on. So many meanings. So one might have a very valid question: how do I know which meaning of that word? I have to learn now, you know, when I'm looking up this word in a dictionary. And this is a mistake I used to do years ago, you know. I would write down a new vocabulary word in my notepad, and then I would write down multiple meanings of the same word and try to learn them all at once. And it's a definite no-no. It's one of the biggest mistakes an English student can possibly make, for the simple reason that if you learn a number of meanings of the same word, you just won't be able to use that word in real life. Now seriously, you may take my word for it. It's happening just like that. Whenever it comes to using that word, what happens in your brain is you start just browsing as if you had the notepad opened in front of your eyes. You know, you're doing that process in your head, and you start choosing which is the right meaning. And then you're going through all the process. Can I use this word in this situation? Does this particular situation I'm in currently, does it correspond to one of the meanings? And the fluency goes out the window. So here's my advice number one. Always learn only one meaning of a single word at a time. And now what I'm doing with the word to bust, right? I'm learning it within context. I'm learning it as a part of a phrase, to bust on someone. I'm not just taking the individual word, to bust. It has to be acquired contextually. And that's the thing number two. Always acquire new vocabulary contextually. So basically, the first one is never learn multiple meanings of the same word at once. And second thing is always learn new vocabulary words within context. And now, if I'm focusing on the phrase to bust on someone, all of a sudden it becomes very specific. It's not just generally to bust. I don't have to browse through all the meanings in a dictionary. I can focus on this particular phrase to bust on someone. And I can do a research. I can go online, go to Google, type in the word bust on, and then followed by many different variations and see what search results come up. Bust on meaning to bust on someone, meaning what does to bust on someone mean? And I spent actually a good few minutes this morning trying to find what it means, for the simple reason that when I wrote that phrase in the file where I'm gathering all these new American phrases for later acquisition, right? I didn't write the longer sentence, and I've made this mistake a few times now. I actually wrote in just the exact phrase, busted on him. That's how that phrase was in the book, you know, that's how I read it. He busted on him, or something like that, but I only have, if I'm not mistaken, I only have these, busting on him. And the larger context is unknown, whether it was something negative or positive. And now, what I'm after discovering, after doing the research online, is that to bust on someone may carry both positive and negative connotations. It means you can use it when you're saying that someone is verbally attacked. Then you can say, he's busting on him. Say, for instance, a supervisor is busting on his subordinate at work, He's reprimanding him for something bad that he did. Obviously, that's a subordinate, the employee, not the supervisor. And he's busting on him. That's the colloquial, that's the slang way to describe that someone is being verbally abusive and rude to someone else, Stop busting on me. That's how you can say to someone who's being rude towards you. At the same time, though, to bust on someone can be used in a funny way, when you're, say, for instance, you're with your friends and then you're just busting on each other. It means that you're trading friendly jokes, you're busting each other in a friendly way. You're exchanging jests, you're joking with each other in a kind of a rude, childish way, you're calling each other's names and making jokes involving the other person's traits, qualities, whatever, you get the drift, we all make these kind of jokes, especially when we're with our friends, and that's busting on someone too. So the meaning of that phrase, to bust on someone, largely depends on the context. So basically, you can bust on someone in a rude fashion, but you can bust on someone in a friendly fashion, two different things, but that phrase can be used on both occasions. And yeah, that's about it, my friends. This is the phrase I learned today. He's busting on him, I'm busting on you, stop busting on me. And then if someone accuses you of being verbally abusive towards someone else, you can tell them, no, I'm just busting on him. Come on, it's no big deal, I'm just busting on him. And here's another expression, which is somewhat vulgar, It's very informal, and you can't obviously use this in formal situations. To bust someone's balls. I'm just busting your balls. And actually, I remember this phrase from film, Hollywood movie Goodfellas. It's a gangster movie, and there this expression was used quite often. I'm just busting your balls, or I'm just breaking your balls. And that's how gangsters were referring to joking with each other in this manly, rude fashion, They were friends that going out with each other, and obviously they wouldn't hesitate killing each other if needs be, If that suited their business interests. Obviously, that's what being a gangster involves, right? And most of the time they were just busting each other's balls, And there was a fight scene where Danny DeVito, come on. What am I talking about? Not Danny DeVito. What's his name? See what happens? The actor's name just escaped me. Why did I call him Danny DeVito? I'm not sure, I don't really know, but what's his name, for Christ's sakes? I need to look it up online, guys, I can't leave it alone now. Goodfellas cast. Joe Pesci, for Christ's sakes, Joe Pesci. Why on earth I confuse him with Danny DeVito? I don't know. Anyway, Joe Pesci, he had a fight with, was it his old friend or rival gangster? They knew each other, but they started teasing each other. No, actually, the other guy started teasing. What's Joe Pesci's character? Tommy. Yeah, Tommy is his character's name in the film. And then he was like, I'm just busting your balls. Come on, calm down, Tommy boy. What's the matter? I'm just busting your balls. And then obviously it all escalated. And in the end, Tommy killed the other guy because he was nuts. He was a nut job, Tommy, in the film. Joe Pesci's character, he was crazy. And yeah, that's what busting on someone means. You can bust on someone in a bad way, in a good way, in a childish way, exchanging jokes or being verbally abusive. It depends on the context. But now it's added on to my active vocabulary. And to be fair, guys, the older I get, the more I hate busting on someone, even in a friendly fashion, When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was 18, 17, 16, 20, around that age group, we were busting on each other the whole time. between me and my friends, right? There was this friendly jesting going on the whole time, you know. That's what permeated our conversations. We were constantly busting on each other. We were busting each other's balls, for that matter, right? But now, the older I get, the sicker I am of it all, you know. So I wouldn't be busting my colleagues. I wouldn't be busting on my colleague at work. Only sometimes, on a very rare occasion, we would be making similar kind of jokes with each other, you know. But yeah, that's about it, my friends. That's my new phrase, to bust on someone. And thanks for watching, and see you soon again in the next American phrase video. Bye bye.